Improve your English by reading and listening stories on your YouTube channel A3 Stories. This is the lovely story for all age groups. Please support us and subscribe our channel Folded Hands to receive more notifications of new and recent uploads. This story title is Happy Birds. A long time in the past, a little boy referred to as William lived together with his parents in a small residence which was product of wood. His father was a woodcutter and his mom made clothes for wealthy human beings in the metropolis. Their house became inside the middle of a big woodland within the north of Russia in summer. The times had been long and the forest was alive with the sounds of birds making a song to each different. William's father taught him the names of the distinct birds, and the boy quickly knew all their songs. However, in winter the days have been very quick, and there was deep snow anywhere. The woodland became quiet due to the fact the birds left to spend the winter months in warmer nations. One winter William became ill. His mom made special food and drinks for him, however he best got worse. The medical doctor from the town got here to look William and spent some time speaking with the boy and looking at him. Then he spoke to William's mother and father. He's very unwell. However, I do not know what's incorrect with him. This I seen as many young kids throughout the USA are becoming unwell and loss of life, and no one is aware of why. I'm sorry, however there is nothing that I'm able to do to assist. Provide him lots of appropriate matters to devour and make sure that he receives masses of sleep. In the course of the next few days William got worse. He became iller and iller. He spent all day in mattress and have become bored together with his toys. His father introduced him little things from the woodland to try to make him forget that he turned into unwell, but he was not interested in anything. His face became white, and he didn't want to consume. From time to time at nighttime he had a fever, and then he dreamed that he turned into flying above the forest, searching at his circle of relatives' little house a long way underneath him. One morning after a totally bad night, William awoke and observed his father looking at him. "Is there something which you want?" stated his father. "Yes, there's, father," stated William. "The first, leave out the songs of the birds. Could you catch a fowl and positioned it in a cage for me? If you put the cage above my bed, I will pay attention to the birds singing, and don't forget the sounds of the wooded area." "Of course, little William," said his father, smiling. "I'll bring you your bird tomorrow." But he knew that now it become wintry weather, there have been no birds within the woodland. This changed into the best issue that his son desired, and he couldn't provide it to him. "Possibly you could make him a bird out of wood," said William's mom. "You can use one of these little portions of wooden that we typically burn on the fire." It became a chilly, snowy day, and the wooded area bushes were difficult to cut, but all day while he turned into running, William's father thought about how to make his son a chook out of wood of path. "It will never sing," he said to himself. "However, perhaps if it's very stunning, little William will find it irresistible." Simply the same. After dinner that nighttime he began making the hen. The primary few times that he tried were no true. The completed birds have been all too fat and too heavy to fly. He put them one after the other at the hearth and held his head in his fingers. It changed into now the nighttime, and out of doors more snow became falling. Then he suddenly said to himself, "I know the bird wishes to be just pieces of wood. If I cut the wood cautiously, the bird can have real feathers." First he took a piece of wooden for the head, body and tail. He commenced with the tail, slicing the wooden into feathers with his proper hand, then along with his left hand he smoothed out the feathers. While he was happy with the tail, he took some extra wood for the wings. He reduced them out carefully. All of it took a long time because every now and then the feathers broke and he had to start again. But in the end he finished it. Even as the solar became beginning to come up, he confirmed the bird to his wife. It is stunning, she stated. However, it is no longer equipped, but she took a needle and a few thread and cautiously sewed the ends of the tail feathers and wing feathers together. Quickly the feathers were all collectively simply like on an actual hen. Then she tied an extended thread to the center of the bird's back. This way they may cling it above William's bed. They checked out the bird collectively. Now that it's prepared, said the woodcutter, I'll take it into little William's room. William turned into a sleep very quietly. The father hung the bird above the boy's bed. He stood, returned and looked at it. The hen grew to become slowly on its thread. The woodcutter went thankfully to his bed to relaxation after his lengthy night's paintings. Later that morning he went again into William's room. The hen was turning slowly above William's head. His son changed into looking the chook cautiously. There was a light in his eyes for the first time in many weeks. It is beautiful, father, stated William. Thanks, but I have by no means seen a bird find it irresistible earlier than in the woodland. What is it referred to as? It is an amazing question. I'll discover and inform you later. The following morning, when the woodcutter went into his son's room, he determined the boy sitting up in bed seeking to touch the bird the final time that William sat up in bed become many weeks in the past. He idea, so what's it referred to as, father? The boy requested. I'm nevertheless not sure. His father responded. That night William's father went into his son's room and he quietly made the thread a little shorter. Now the chook was hanging a touch higher above William's head. 3 days later he found William kneeling on the mattress seeking to contact the bird. His hand turned into very near it. Have you decided at the name of my fowl, father? William asked. No longer yet, my son. First will let you know later, his father replied. Once more the father went at night time into his son's room and positioned the fowl a bit higher. 5 days later William turned into standing at the bed and nearly touching the bird. Father, assist me. I need to make it move spherical, he stated, cross on attempting. It is no longer as high as you think, replied his father, and whilst will you tell me its call? Very quickly, my son, responded the father. 7 days later William's father turned into slicing wood whilst he heard strange sounds coming from the house. He ran speedy to his son's bedroom. William began leaping up and down on his bed, giggling above his head. The hen was going spherical very rapid. Look, father, I touched the bird, shouted William. Luckily, now please tell me what is its name. It is known as the bird of happiness, his father spoke back, and his mom, standing at the door, smiled to look her young son so complete of existence. Once more woodcutter, someone whose task is to reduce down timber and branches for wood. The woodcutter lived in a hut in a clearing in the wooded area. Woodcutters brought down a towering oak tree needle, a skinny steel pin utilized in sewing that is pointed at one quit and has a hollow referred to as a watch. At the alternative end for thread right here, your eyes are higher than mine should you thread this needle for me. The fowl of happiness. A long time ago, a Dutch boy known as William lived together with his mother and father in a small residence which became product of wood, and William's circle of relatives turned into very negative. His father was a woodcutter and his mom made clothes for wealthy human beings in the town. Their house turned into inside the center of a big forest inside the north of Russia. In summer the days were lengthy, and the woodland became alive with the sounds of birds singing to every different. William's father taught him the names of the specific birds, and the boy soon knew all their songs. But in iciness the days were very quick, and there has been deep snow everywhere. The wooded area became quiet due to the fact the birds left to spend the wintry weather months in hotter countries. One wintry weather William have become ill. His mom made unique food and drink of America are getting sick and death, and nobody is aware of why. I'm sorry, but there is nothing that I can do to assist. Provide him masses of accurate things to eat and make certain that he gets masses of sleep. During the next few days William were given worse. He have become iller and iller. He spent all day in mattress and have become bored. Along with his toys, his father delivered him little things from the wooded area to try to make him neglect that he becomes sick. However, he turned into no longer interested by something. His face became white and he didn't need to devour from time to time. At night time he had a fever, and then he dreamed that he became flying above the woodland searching at his family's little house some distance beneath him. One morning after a very terrible nighttime, William woke up and observed his father searching at him. Is there whatever which you need? Stated his father. Sure, there may be, father, stated William. The first pass over the songs of the birds. Ought to you trap a bird and positioned it in a cage for me. In case you placed the cage above my mattress, I'm able to pay attention to the birds singing, and don't forget the sounds of the woodland. Of course, little William, said his father smiling. I'll carry you your chook day after today. However, he knew that now it became winter there have been no birds inside the wooded area. This became the most effective component that his son desired, and he could not provide it to him. Perhaps you can make him a hen out of timber, stated William's mom. You could use one of these little portions of wood that we usually burn on the hearth. It became a chilly, snowy day, and the forest trees have been hard to cut. But all day while he changed into running, William's father idea about the way to make his son a bird out of wood. Of course it's going to never sing, he stated to himself. However, perhaps if it's very beautiful, little William will adore it. Simply the identical. After dinner that night time he commenced making the hen. The first few instances that he tried were no exact. The completed birds have been all too fat and too heavy to fly. He positioned them one after the other on the hearth and held his head in his fingers. It became now the midnight, and outside extra snow turned into falling. Then he suddenly said to himself, I realize the bird needs to be simply portions of wood. If I reduce the timber carefully, the chicken can have actual feathers. First he took a chunk of timber for the head frame and tail. He started out with the tail, cutting the timber into feathers together with his proper hand. Then along with his left hand he smoothed out the feathers. When he changed into happy with the tail, he took some extra timber for The wings he cut him out cautiously. It all took a long time due to the fact sometimes the feathers broke and he had to begin once more. However, ultimately he finished it even as the sun turned into beginning to come up. He showed the chicken to his spouse. "It's beautiful," she said, "but it is not ready yet." She took a needle and a few threads and carefully sewed the ends of the tail feathers and wing feathers together. Soon the feathers have been all together just like on a real fowl. Then she tied an extended thread to the center of the bird's back. This manner they might grasp it above William's bed. They looked at the hen together. "Now that it's geared up," said the woodcutter, "I'll take it into little William's room." William became asleep very quietly. The daddy hung the chook above the boy's mattress. He stood lower back and checked out it. The bird became slowly on its thread. The woodcutter went happily to his bed to rest after his long night's paintings. Later that morning, he went again into William's room. The bird was turning slowly above William's head. His son became watching the fowl carefully. There has been a mild in his eyes for the first time in lots of weeks. "It's beautiful, father," said William. "Thank you. However, I've by no means visible a fowl or it before inside the wooded area." "What's it called?" "It truly is an awesome query. I'll find out and let you know later." The subsequent morning, while the woodcutter went into his son's room, he discovered the boy sitting up in mattress, trying to touch the chicken. The final time that William sat up in mattress changed into many weeks ago. He idea. "So what is it referred to as, father?" the boy requested. "I'm still not sure," his father replied. That night time William's father went into his son's room and he quietly made the threat a bit shorter. Now the chicken was hanging a touch better above William's head. 3 days later he located William kneeling at the mattress looking to touch the fowl. His hand changed into very near it. "Have you decided on the name of my hen, father?" William requested. "Now not, but my son, I will tell you later," his father responded. Once more the daddy went at night into his son's room and placed the chicken a little better. 5 days later William was status at the mattress and nearly touching the chicken. "Father, help me, I need to make it pass spherical," he said. "Pass on attempting. It is not as high as you suspect," answered his father, "and while will you inform me its call very quickly?" "My son," replied the father. 7 days later William's father began slicing wood, and while he heard extraordinary sounds coming from the residence, he ran fast to his son's bedroom. William began jumping up and down on his bed, laughing above his head. The hen began going spherical very fast. "Look, father, I touched the bird," shouted William fortuitously. "Now please inform me what is its name." "It's known as the fowl of happiness," his father answered, and his mom, standing at the door, smiled to see her young son so full of existence another time. This is the end of the story. Please subscribe our channel and show your support.
Thank you for watching A3 Stories. Please like and subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon down below to get furthermore notification to our latest stories and videos. Stay safe and have fun. Bye bye.